time is 7:30 p.m. and the guests are gathering in the foyer before they're seated. The awards are hosted by the magazine SA Boxing World and the King Food Corporation. King Food also celebrate their 10th anniversary in the involvement of the awards. Guests and celebrities had arrived at Jan Smuts Airport from all over the country, and the organisers had invited a guest speaker from abroad. 4 main awards will be presented, as well as a special award and a meritorious award. The Media Award will be presented for the first time. Master of Ceremonies Michael Toms welcomes the guests as the waiters ensure that everyone is comfortable.
People are absolutely tops. They tend to be some of the most sincere sportsmen that one ever has to deal with.
Michael calls on the managing director of the King Food Corporation to propose a toast to boxing.
I'd all like you to fill your glasses, to rise, and let us drink to 100 years of boxing in South Africa. Cheers to 100 years of boxing in South Africa.
My script adjures me to say next to you, enjoy your starters. But from the clinking of plates going on around me, I guess you are enjoying your starters, so please carry on.
Well, pâté maison with Cumberland sauce is served as a starter, and the guests get down to some good chatter. Speculation is mounting as to who will be the Boxer of the Year and who will be the prospect for 1988, and which fight will take the honours as the Fight of the Year. The MC then calls on boxing commentator and editor of SA Boxing World, Bert Blewett, to introduce the guest speaker.
To give a rematch in Johannesburg in what was to become the first racially mixed fight to be held in South Africa under official control. Mr. Bill Brennan.
Mr. Bill Brennan, chairman of the Championships Committee and vice president of the International Boxing Federation, is the honoured guest.
This is really a gala affair. I think this meeting would put the Academy Awards in Hollywood meeting to shame. All right, I've been asked this question 1,000 times in the last 3 days about the future of professional boxing in South Africa. That remains to be seen. I can tell you this, that the IBF has dared to rank South African fighters in the monthly ratings, and we will continue to do so if the fighters themselves are worthy of such ranking. If I had a little Jack Daniels in there, I believe I could do a little better. Three days from now, one of your favorite sons will fight for the IBF Super Middleweight World Championship. This was made possible because the IBF is interested in fairness in boxing, not nationalism. And we're certainly not concerned with politics. And so all I can say to you tonight about the future of boxing is South Africa. The IBF has opened the door for you, and now the future is in your hands. Thank you, and may the good Lord take a liking to you.
After dinner, it was time for the presentations.
Seconds up, round number 2.
The time has come for us to recognize those people who have excelled themselves over the past year. Welcome to the 1988 King Korn Boxing Awards.
Ray Brown, Chief Executive of the King Food Corporation, presents the evening's first award. The Dick de Villiers Award is a special one, its recipient having achieved that little extra in South African boxing. The winner for 1988 is promoter Manny Ribeiro, based in Stellenbosch in the Cape. Manny has staged tournaments in Johannesburg, Durban and Cape Town. An ardent boxing fan, he's been in the game for many years and wants to do even more for black boxers in the future.
I used to box amateur when I was 15 years old. Till when I was 20, I stopped it when I was 20. And I've always been a boxing fan all my life. And so by 1983, I decided to apply for license for a promoter, and I've got it. And I've been promoting for the last 5 years now, at least 3-4 fights every year. Last year, 88, I had 11 altogether. 7 in Cape Town, 3 in Durban, 1 in Johannesburg. To me, the highlights of my career is Piacuza and Ocasio from Puerto Rico. It was last year in March, here in Cape Town. And Sugar Malinga with Larry Musgrove in Durban. And I had Francis Barnost with Kamel Jadja from France in Johannesburg in August last year. And 1987, in Good Hope Center, I had Steve Little with Nika Kumalo here in Good Hope Center in Cape Town.
Bobby McQuetler, King Foods Public Affairs Director, pays tribute to the media for their continuous contribution and announces the new category, the Media Award.
In all their walks, and we are delighted to honor them here tonight. Bob, let's see what you have for the audience.
This year marks the beginning of a very new category in the King Korn Awards portfolio. A category that we at King Korn believe to be a very deserving and sincere one. The 1988 Media Award goes jointly to Etienne Dorflin from the SABC and Robin Welsh from Mnet.
Etienne Dorfling is an academic in black languages, and as manager of SABC Top Sport, he oversees all types of sport, boxing in particular. Robin Welsh, from lecturer in education to program manager at Mnet. Robin also does commentary on many of the tournaments presented by Mnet.
Thanks, Bobby. Can you say thank you very much, King Korn and SA Boxing World for this honor of receiving this award. Can you say that in 1988, SABC TV showed 62 fights live, over 120 hours of airtime, and we hope we can do it the same this year again. And I thank them for presenting me with this award. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think you've seen something very historic. There was Super Sport and Top Sport working together for the first time. King Korn, thank you for bringing us together.
The Meritorious Award this year is presented to 3 different recipients for their contribution to boxing. Ted Kasibe is first up, followed by Don McLaughlin, and then boxing champion in his heyday, 92-year-old Joe Rosella.
Well, folks, took me 92 years to get this honor. Largely due to the good workings of the King Korn Food Corporation.
Bill Brennan announces the prospect for 1988, none other than heavyweight Caesar Macatini. the most promising boxer in the country for '88.
Prospect of the Year. Cesar Makatini. Prospects come in all shapes and sizes, but Cesar Makatini is only the second heavyweight to win this award in 13 years. And at the age of 30, Makatini can hardly be described as young. But, as everybody in boxing knows, heavyweights invariably mature late in life, and Makatini has enjoyed a marvelous year. Not only did he beat 3 champions in the course of 1988, he beat them comprehensively. First came Kevin Barry, the Orient and Pacific champion, who Makatini thrashed in East London. Then French champion Jean Chanet was outboxed in Durban. And finally, Paul Lister, the Northern Area champion of Great Britain, was blasted out in less than a round. Heavyweights are a precious commodity in boxing. The big fellows invariably hog the limelight, whether it be in the United States, Europe, or South Africa. And a man who looks all set to make more headlines in 1989 is Cesar Makatini. Surely the best black heavyweight ever produced in this country.
The next category is Man of the Year, the person who stands out as the Achiever of the Year, an ambassador for local boxing. Rodney Berman, the 1988 recipient of the King Korn Man of the Year award.
Would you like to take a seat? I've got to announce now, ladies and gentlemen, a short video of Rodney in action. I do this with some trepidation because I don't know what's going to be on it. I mean, he's not a fighter. So what Rodney's going to be doing in action, we are going to see right now.
Man of the Year, Rodney Berman. It would be fair to describe him as the Bob Arum of South African boxing, though whether he would be flattered by the comparison is doubtful. Rodney Berman is a level-headed sort of man, with his feet firmly on the ground. None of that reach for the stars stuff for him. And yet, whether he realizes it or not, that is precisely what he does every time he starts to put a tournament together. As a matchmaker for square ring golden gloves, Berman is not merely a man with his finger on the pulse of boxing. He is a go-getter in a business that, to be successful, often requires the talents of a lawyer, showman, financial wizard, and optimist, all rolled into one. He credits Maurice Tawil with making him aware of the fight game, and he admits he was captivated by the sheer excitement that Charlie Weir generated in his heyday as a fighter. Berman was involved with most of the Weir matches and played a major role in getting the Silver Assassin a world title fight with Davey Moore in 1982.
Obviously, he's got the talent, ability to go a long way.
Teamwork, he claims, is the secret of his success. And teamwork has made him one of the most important movers and shakers in South African boxing today.
One of the most exciting categories follows, the Fight of the Year. Out of all the bouts and tournaments staged this year, there was a fight that stood out above the rest.
On the the dais. All yours, General.
The showdown between Harold Volbrecht and Phumzile Madikane, the fight of the year for 1988.
The fight of the year. The fight of the year means different things to different people, but few are likely to quibble with the choice for 1988. The South African welterweight championship match between Harold Volbrecht and Phumzile Madikane had something for everyone. This was boxing at its best. Sheer artistry and unbelievable courage matched by tactical skill and deadly force. Whether he liked it or not, defending champion Harold Volbrecht was forced to play a waiting game. But fortunately, patience has always been one of his strong points. Challenger Phumzile Madikane came off the canvas to stage a remarkable fight back. And as the rounds slipped by, the battle became a cliffhanger that had many sitting on the edge of their seats. The climax came in the 11th round, when one punch settled the issue. But although it was Madikane who finished on the floor, there were no real losers, only winners.
MC Michael Toms introduces the last category.
The Boxer of the Year.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. The next category is the Boxer of the Year, and when Leonard Neal and I sat down this morning to write up a little background to each category, and I pay tribute to Leonard for his help in all those categories, we didn't quite know what to put for the Boxer of the Year, because it's the man who did the best, he's the greatest, he's the most, he's achieved everything, and what else can one say about the category of the Boxer of the Year? And our next audio visual will give you the news. Thank you.
Boxer of the Year. Brian Mitchell. At a time when South African boxing faced complete isolation, he alone carried the flag. And although he is basically apolitical, his frequent trips abroad have made him one of South Africa's finest sporting ambassadors. Since winning the WBA World Junior Lightweight title in September 1986, Brian Mitchell has virtually rewritten the record books. Until today, he stands tall as the most successful boxer South Africa has ever produced. The key, surely, is his marvelous temperament and great strength of character. Time and again, he has of necessity entered the lion's den and walked away unscathed. And yet only Muhammad Ali has been harassed more by politicians than Mitchell. His success in the ring is now legendary and is matched only by his strong moral courage in carrying the fight to faraway places. Sadly, many in the media have misjudged him. Little do they know that Mitchell not only believes in justice and fair play for all, he has made it the cornerstone of his life.
Brian Mitchell goes up to receive the coveted trophy he's won twice before, the King Korn Boxer of the Year award, the most prestigious award to our country's greatest fighter. This concludes the evening's events and draws the curtain for another year. But 1989 looks promising, and who knows, maybe another world beater will share the podium with our boxing greats at the King Korn Annual Boxing Awards.